Former Prime Minister Liz Truss has urged Rishi Sunak to describe China as a threat to national security. She is the first former Prime Minister since Margaret Thatcher to go to Taiwan, and she has made her feelings about China known on many occasions, and how they are a threat to Britain, how they are a threat to the free world. And I doubt very much there are many people who would disagree with her. China is a threat to this country. China is a threat to the democratic way of life everywhere. They have proven this on multiple occasions, especially in the last few years. They decided to break their agreement with Britain and invade Hong Kong. When Britain expressed that it was unhappy with what the Chinese Communist Party were doing, they told us that we were behaving like colonialists, which I think is quite rich considering that they decided to invade Hong Kong and strip them of their democratic rights. They are now threatening to invade Taiwan, claiming that this is their colony and that they will take it by force if they must. This is a country where there are no human or animal rights in the country itself. This is a country where, depending on your ethnic background or your religion, you can look forward to being thrown into a concentration camp. This is a country where, if you say the wrong thing against the government, you can be arrested or worse. This is a country where there are no animal rights, a country known for the dog torture trade, where millions of dogs are stolen from their homes or from the streets every year and subjected to the worst type of torture imaginable, burned, boiled, skinned alive. Nothing to protect them, no laws to protect them. This is a country that now views itself as untouchable because it had replaced Britain as the workshop of the world. And because it now has this economic power, this strength, it can go around and do whatever it likes. This is what it thinks. It has shown its lack of respect for us on multiple occasions. In 2011, a British diplomat was told by a representative of the Chinese Communist Party, "What you have to remember is that Britain is a weak and declining nation." This shows the degree of respect that they have for us. And yet, it seems that Rishi Sunak, who not too long ago was talking about how we need to stand up to China and be tough on them, appears now to be backtracking, as he seems to do on several issues. It seems that this government, this cabinet, wants to take a nice approach towards China. It wants to take a diplomatic approach towards a regime which treats both humans and animals, surrounding nations, the way it does, and they seem to think that reasoning with them is going to work. Clearly, Liz Truss and other MPs have got the measure of China correctly. There does need to be a tougher approach to this regime. And perhaps one of the most astonishing parts of it all is that for the last few years, we have been subjected to woke nonsense. We have been told about how awful our country is, talking about how terrible our history is. They tell us what an awful empire we once had. And while all this nonsense is going on, China is out there laughing its head off, behaving like a modern day empire, a malevolent empire, one that doesn't use its wealth and power to do good, as the British Empire did. It is laughing at us because it knows that the woke movement is designed to take Britain down from within, and a weak Britain means a stronger China. Now, what they are trying to do in terms of building some kind of economic NATO in order to put China in its place, this is, of course, a good idea because you have to hit China where it hurts. The CCP is expanding and not for the greater good. It has already harmed Hong Kong. People and animals in its own country are suffering. It's now threatening Taiwan. What more evidence do we need to see that this regime cannot be reasoned with, and to appease them will only make it worse? This is something we should all bear in mind next time we see Made in China. It's something that politicians and businesses alike need to work together on, move the businesses out of China, hit them where it hurts in their pocket, and let them see that we're serious about upholding democratic rights and freedom. Because so far, the reason China doesn't respect us is because we have been projecting a weak image. They see us as weak. We continue to act weak. They behave like tyrants. That's the way that it works. This country needs to stand up to China. The whole free world does. And no more of this tiptoeing nonsense around them, because they will simply take advantage of us and continue to see us as a weak country.